Is there an excuse on planet Earth right now for paying Huni $2.3 million over the course of the next 2 years? No. No one out there is trying to argue. Even when the deal was announced, no one out there was saying, hey, this is probably a good signing for a team like Dignitas. By the way, winning 3 of their first games this split, now losing 8 of their last 10. Certainly a lot of people out there in question, not only about Dignitas and Huni, but several of their members across all of NA LCS as well. Several teams out there as the gap is ever closer amidst the entire league. Besides Cloud9, certainly one of two troubles out there reaching people's minds. One of which, how far behind is NA LCS compared to the entire world? Are they just that drastically far behind? Or two, is it because this spring split is now meaningless that's really affecting players out there and their mental and their motivation to actually play? But certainly back on the focus and the topic here, actually brought to us by Dom. I love covering these clips as long as League of Legends mods don't take them down. Anything that's actually worth covering and it's actually drama or news out there, they love to just take down and strip away. Luckily in his clips as well, it's actually Dom talking about Huni making these extreme amounts of money, right? Amidst a lot of pros out there, but certainly one of the top paid currently in North America, and he is being paid to lose. And what are you guys' thoughts on this? Here's what Dom had to say.
Huni $2 million contract? Yeah, dude, he's getting paid to just run it down. Jealous? Jealous that you run it down and you don't get paid, but he's just in there making millions. Like, imagine how nice Huni's life is. He literally just doesn't have to do shit. He doesn't even have to play well. He just literally has to show up on an LCS, and then that's it. And then it's like, all right, cool, nice. You did what you're supposed to. That was kind of an in from Huni, but we'll take it.
And so back on the 2 points, right? Is this just how far North America is behind, or is it the second thing of this split just not really mattering? We've already seen showcases of this on a team like Liquid in Double Lift, being benched because of his lack of motivation, not carrying early on. It took a sickness and a great stand-in and tactical for him to actually find that motivation, but just how crazy, it's definitely a mix of those 2 points, how far North America is behind and that lack of motivation and meaning behind Spring Slip, because we also see teams like Liquid falling to CLG. I mean, that's just historical, right? This just this past weekend as well. And certainly we look at a team like Dignitas now towards the bottom of the pack, albeit most of these teams within 2 or 3 games of each other besides a team like Cloud9. You certainly have to wonder, though, how it went down in the negotiation room. Aren't you guys ever curious? I wish organizations were more transparent. I understand why they cannot be. I just would love to see how they could actually garner up why this is worth it to pay this man $2.3 million over 2 years. What if they were to say, oh yeah, Huni wanted $2.7 million. We cracked him down to $2.3. We signed him right there. It was a steal. And if they can somehow bring to me the numbers as to how this guy is actually worth it, albeit I'll stop complaining right now. And I must preface by saying, you know what? This guy is super sweet. He sees super kind. I love when players get paid, albeit Huni brings a sizable personality and brand with him. Is it the size that's required, though, to actually be worth $2.3 million, including the skill level necessary to bring this team to the very top? I can tell you guys right now, you don't pay people this kind of money to just, stand by in splits. You pay people this kind of money to make worlds, to try and win worlds, and have they showcased any of that ability so far? No. But a lot of their players have not, and no, a lot of the North American teams have also not showcased that same ability. So I criticize Dignitas, I criticize Huni, but I mean to criticize what we've seen so far throughout the entire league, and that everyone knows about. North America this year seems strikingly more far behind than other years as well, and that's saying something. It's a big concern, especially in closing points out there. When you're paying this guy, let's give it a rough estimate, albeit maybe not giving too much credit here because you got to include maybe MSI, maybe Worlds matches, of course, all the scrim time, all the time these guys put in. But let's break it down, make it very easy, not even include playoffs. If we only include LCS matches over the next 2 years, around 72 matches for a guy like Huni, $2.3 million, broken down, by the way, just over 30 grand a game. And so far for this 5-9 split, Dignitas has paid one player, one member of the team, to be 5-9 over $400,000. Is there a single man or woman out there that can come to me with an argument? You can leave your comment down below and say, hey, this is the breakdown of why Huni so far this split has been worth over $400,000. Dignitas, a lot of North America has to bounce back. This spring split motivation is certainly a talking point for the future as well. Rift Rivals, I believe, has now been canceled. MSI pushed back to July, and I think where we're actually going to find whether these investments are worth it for these teams like Dig are going to be the ultimate Worlds qualification. Can they pick it up in summer? Can Huni find his motivation? Can all of these players find some sort of change to compete again with other regions around the world? Thanks, Dom, for the clip. Thanks for all of you guys watching. What are your thoughts on this? Is Huni worth 2.3 million? Either way, besides all of that, hope you guys all enjoy. Go get some coffee, go get some water, stay hydrated, and stay paid. Huni.